Farming is a very dangerous occupation, and the danger is compounded by how long it can often take to get help. But a program called Stop the Bleed is teaching people how to save a life until emergency help arrives. It's this week's Ag Week magazine cover story. EMT Lucinda Nygaard-Lean has been training people of all ages in the program. She emphasizes that the sooner someone gets help, the better, because an ambulance can take 20 minutes to arrive in rural areas.
Because 10 to 20 minutes is all it would take for somebody to bleed to death. And so if you can stop their bleeding, you have just made it possible for an EMT and a paramedic to get them quickly to a hospital, and treatment has already started. The sooner treatment happens, the better off it is for somebody.
Joining us in studio to talk more about Stop the Bleed is Dr. Mary Alland, and this is such a critical program. We can't even emphasize how critical.
That's right. This is a program that was initiated about 2 years ago through the American College of Surgeons with pre-hospital care providers and our military. That after the Sandy Hook disaster, where the children and the teachers all died, they realized we need to start teaching non-medical personnel how to stop the bleed.
So why is this program so important for rural areas?
Because there is a shortage of hospitals and physicians and care across the rural areas, especially what's been happening in the last 10 to 15 years. And so therefore we need to initiate this stopping of the bleeding right there at the beginning with non-medical people if we're ever going to start saving lives.
How do we get more communities? How do we get more individuals involved in the program?
Well, I think first and foremost we have to make everybody aware of that we are living in dangerous times, not only because of our occupations, farming, ranching, mining, all high-risk injury-laden occupations. Then the next step is that can we prevent some of these deaths? And clearly, if we have forward units, meaning the citizens that know how to put on a tourniquet, how to pack a wound, then even before the pre-hospital care providers come, we can probably save some lives. That is what our goal is for our state.
Is that training difficult?
No, I mean, so far I've taught, the youngest person I've taught is a 5-year-old, and she did very, very well, all the way up to 92. And it basically is you teach the concepts, and so you don't have to know the anatomy and the physiology. You just have to know it's bleeding, and it's bleeding a lot. And then you give 2 or 3 tools to stop the bleeding: your hands, a tourniquet, and how to pack the wound. And no matter, you could have absolutely zero medical training, these are skill sets that will be taught and will stay with you for the rest of your life.
I'm sure we have folks that are watching that want to get involved. How do they get more information?
Well, the information is on the website, as well as you can call our office. I'm with the University of North Dakota Rural Surgery Department, and our goal is to teach as many communities as possible and then have local champions filter it out so that we can teach everybody in North Dakota how to stop the bleeding.
Well, we thank you so much. Appreciate having you in the studio today, Dr. Mary Alland with Stop the Bleed.